What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video for my OMI homies. In today's video, I want to talk about yesterday's Ecomi and VEVE AMA on Twitter Spaces. I also want to talk about the potential for a Pokemon license acquisition down the line. So stick around, there is a lot to talk about. If you like the content, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into it. So yesterday, the VEVE team participated in a Twitter Spaces AMA. They were represented by Dan and Reese. And there was nothing really groundbreaking that was revealed during the AMA. They basically touched on things that the community has already known. But I did walk away with one takeaway, a reminder of the number one reason why I believe the OMI token will 100x in the coming years. And right now, at the time of this recording, the OMI token is sitting at 0.0062. It's actually been down while the rest of the market has been running since that Bitcoin ETF. It just goes to show you that OMI's got a mind of its own. Of all the coins in my crypto portfolio, the one that is my moonshot, that has the greatest potential for the biggest gains, is OMI. And listening to the Twitter Spaces last night, I was reminded of OMI's and VEVE's greatest strength, and that is their leadership. Dan and Dave have decades of experience in their respective fields, and they've been working on developing this project for years. Years before anyone even knew what an NFT was, before anyone was talking about metaverses, these guys were working to build something that is just now coming to fruition. And behind every great company, behind every great crypto project, there is great leadership. If you don't have great leadership, the project or the company is destined to fail. And so this is the number one reason why I believe that VEVE will succeed and why I believe that OMI will succeed as a result of that. And I want to talk about my takeaways from yesterday's AMA, which started with Dan and Reese, and it turned into this marathon. I woke up in the middle of the night and saw that David Yu was on. But let's start with Dan and Reese. When asked a very basic question to explain to the audience what NFTs were, Reese gave a great answer, saying that NFTs, and I believe he was quoting Gary Vee here, he said that NFTs are about the tokenization of culture, and VEVE is about pop culture. Now, if you look at history and you look at culture, take a look at, say, European history, the culture was expressed through paintings, through art, through sculptures, through poetry, and through writings. But modern culture and American culture is expressed through pop culture. Our pop culture is exported to the entire world. Our characters are iconic and they're recognized throughout the world. America's main form of culture has been pop culture. It's movies, it's TV shows, it's music, it's cards, it's comics. And pay attention to what's happening. What VEVE is doing is that they are monopolizing these brands in this brand new digital space. Jeremy Padawar, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, he was in the space yesterday, and I'm familiar with him through Twitter. I know that he's enthusiastic about VEVE. He was there and he had some interesting things to say. And I didn't really know who he was prior to looking him up last night. But apparently he's a pretty big figure in the toy business, and he even has his own Wikipedia page. Jeremy Padawar is an American businessman, internet entrepreneur, and animated television producer. He produces a Nickelodeon animated series. He used to work at Jax, and he is currently a co-president and partner of Wicked Cool Toys. So this guy has reinvented the WWE toy line, and he's launched over 25 brands into the mass marketplace, including Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Club Penguin, the UFC, SpongeBob, and Phineas and Ferb. In May of 2017, the Pokemon Company announced it had become a strategic investor in Wicked Cool Toys. And so while I was familiar with Jeremy through Twitter and through his tweets. I didn't really know who he was and the connections that he had in the industry. As you can see, he's a big player in the game. And that's what makes what he said yesterday in the Twitter Spaces all the more impactful and all the more relevant. He stated that VEVE is the most sophisticated company in the space today. He also said this, and this is kind of a direct quote. I was typing as he was speaking. He said, "In any marketplace, it's clear who the big leader is. Markets often start with one monopolistic company that grows bigger as the space grows. I haven't seen any company ahead of the curve like VEVE and OMI. They got a jump on the industry and will continue to grow. They have demonstrated success where others have barely dipped their toe in." Now, coming from an award-winning, highly respected person in the industry who knows the toy industry inside and out, right? So a statement like this speaks volumes and just strengthens my conviction in the team. And again, back to the team and back to why I think OMI will 100x within the next decade. It's because of Dan and Dave and their methodical approach. They have a long-term vision, and this vision started years ago. And there have been setbacks along the way. There have been some road bumps. The timeline has been delayed, and this has caused a lot of people in the community to get frustrated and to create FUD. But remember that it's this long-term vision and their unwillingness to compromise that vision that will ultimately make them and this company succeed and drive the OMI token to new all-time highs and up exponentially over the years. So before I get into the Pokemon stuff, I wanted to just touch upon a couple of other things that were said during yesterday's AMA with Dan and Reese. When asked about buybacks and why they haven't been delivered as promised, Dan said that basically they've had to set aside anything regarding tokenomics until after the immutable migration, but it's a little more complex than that. They've also been consulting with accountants and lawyers in regards to regulation and how they proceed with buybacks and anything related to money. And so I guess there's a lot of gray area, and this is why they've held off on the buybacks. When asked about interoperability with OpenSea, Dan said that one day he foresees everything, every NFT on VEVE being interoperable and being able to migrate out onto other platforms. However, he said he thinks this will occur in baby steps, and it will be up to the licensors and the artists. So a lot of licensors might be hesitant to have their NFTs and their licensed brands out on the blockchain. Artists are more comfortable with this. They want their art out in the world. They want it to be collected and bought and sold, and so they are more willing to have their art out on OpenSea. So those are my main takeaways from that first AMA. But then, as I said, I woke up in the middle of the night or early morning and saw that David Yu was in a space, and I checked it out on Cavell's channel this morning. So I'm going to show you a clip. He was asked the simple question, when Pokemon? And here is his answer, and there are things to unpack in this answer.
Listen, we would not be announcing any deal or any announcement through, not in a proper forum. So I think I mentioned earlier to you guys all is that we as a company, and we got a lot of things we're fixing up in the app. We need to ensure this, security is fine. We need to make sure the scalability, the user engagement, and it's a very wide age group in Pokemon. We just need to make sure there's certain things these companies look for, and we need to tick all the boxes. And we're working on it. Day and night, I love the cartoon. It's one of the first property that I brought to New Zealand. I did extremely well on, thanks to our, I was very fortunate to be part of the initial growth of all the trading card craze and so on, and still happening now. I just received my 25th anniversary limited edition Pokemon trainer box, and I love the product, I love the brand, and I know our fans love it, and it's crazy asking for it. Yeah, I'm working on it.
So from that answer, it seems that the Pokemon addition to VEVE is inevitable. All right, if you listen carefully, first he said that they would not be announcing anything unless it was on a proper form. All right, but he said before they make any announcement or before they sign any deal, they need to make sure that the VEVE app is scalable and can withstand the number of users that would be onboarded by an edition like Pokemon, because Pokemon has such a huge fan base that they would all be flooding into the VEVE app, likely causing it to crash. So before they can make any announcement or sign any deal, they need to scale the app and make sure that it is up to par and can handle that type of volume. At the end of that answer, he said, we're working on it. So I do believe that it's inevitable based on his response, based on the Alfred Kahn connection, based on the fact that you have someone like Jeremy Padawar who is connected to Pokemon and also, tangentially connected to VEVE. Earlier in the first AMA, Jeremy was asked if any of the brands that he's associated with through Wicked Cool Toys would be partnering with VEVE, and he gave a non-answer, saying that he wouldn't be shocked if a partnership developed, but right now he couldn't, state that one had developed. So this is really exciting. Once Pokemon is officially announced, if they are officially announced, you can expect VEVE to just explode and expect the OMI token to explode, and it will all be due to the team and the leadership who have worked on the deals, who have built this thing from the ground up. Before anyone was even thinking about NFTs, they created this company, and this company could very well turn into a monopoly in the space. So I continue to be bullish. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter handle linked below. Like the channel and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. As always, I hope you guys have a great week. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. I will see you in the next video.